What's going on, y'all? That episode that Teresa and I did last Thursday where we're fishing off the beach, surf casting, I had a leader I was calling a double dropper loop, and it's where you can loop in the two hooks and a weight after the fact. It's a really cool deal. A lot of folks have reached out to me wanting to know how I did that leader, so I figured I would just do a video only on that double dropper loop leader. So let's head over to the workbench and I'll show you how it's done. All right, so here we go. By request, the double dropper loop. All right, some things that you're gonna need. You're gonna need some mono or fluorocarbon and swivel, and of course hooks and a pyramid weight or claw weight, depending on what part of the coast you live on. I use a lot of this Berkley Trilene big game series. You can see I've had it for a while. I use it for a lot of leaders, bull red stuff especially. I like working with mono. It's very supple. It ties very easy. If it's super gin clear, I go with the Berkley Pro Spec fluorocarbon. You know, if I have to get finicky with stuff, 20, 30, maybe 40. Just kind of depends on the scenario. But if the water is any kind of off color and I get away with mono, I get away with mono. So this is what I use in the episode. So let's go with this. This is the exact spool. So you want to take off a generous amount. I say about 5 to 6 feet. Okay. Be generous with it. And I'm going to use my line cutters to pop that off there. I had an accident with a foam can today, so you have to. I got a 60-pound swivel. We'll just go ahead and tie that on to get things started. To make an end. This is the end that's going to go to your main running line on your rod. When you're dealing with 20, 30, 40-pound mono, you can do just a clinch knot, not an improved, just a regular clinch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want to do 7 or 8 turns, and then just go through the hole in the bottom. That's it. You don't have to go back through the top because it's so fat. There you go. That holds. A lot of times I'll just cut off a little bit of that tag end. You know, I like to leave a little bit of a tag. You gotta have a little bit out to slip. So, all right, then you want to come down about 1 foot, and you want to loop. Put a loop in your line, like this. Good size loop to work with. All right, so you're gonna twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bottom part comes through the hole. Grab the bottom part with your teeth. And cinch. There you go. There's this top loop for your double dropper. Come down at least another foot. These are where your hooks are going, so you want to have a little bit of space. Let's make another loop in the line, just like that. All right, so now we're going to twist. 1, 5. Okay, we're going to bring this bottom through the top. I'm going to grab that with my teeth and cinch. All right, so there's the second dropper loop for my second hook. From this last loop to the end, this is where your weight's going to go. So now what I want to do is I fold my line back over on itself again, and we're going to make another surgeon's loop. Surgeon's loop is very simple. This is good for a lot of stuff. Double your line, pretend like it's 1, make a loop, and then run the doubled up line through the loop, say 3 times. This fat line you get away with 3. Skinnier line I go with 4. And then you just cinch her down like that. Take my line cutters, pop that off. There you go. So now what we've got is a 60-pound swivel, which is what I used that day. You got a loop, looks really pretty. You got another loop, and then you got another loop at the very end. This whole thing is 2.5, 3 foot long, very castable. So now you go ahead and tie this onto your braid or your main running line, your mono, and then you just loop this around the reel handle on your rod. And then that's how you go to the beach. Once you get to the beach, so you don't want your weights and your hooks getting caught on everything in the car. So once you get to the beach, you just loop in your hooks. So this is the exact mustad hook Teresa and I were using to catch the bull reds and bull drum on last Thursday's beach episode. So you just double up your loop really tight, like it's one piece, and put it through your hook, and then put your hook through the loop. Go to that first loop that we made, the first hook loop, double it up, stick it through the hole, and then put the hook through the hole and pull. So it looks like that. All right, let's do the second one. You have another chance to see it here. Double up your line like it's one. Make it really tight and small. Put that doubled up line through the hook eye, and then run the hook through that loop you just created there. And it just loops right in. Look, now that's a double 40-pound leader, bite leader, which is pretty awesome. So it's like 80 pounds of bite. Then you come down to your loop here at the very bottom for your pyramid weight. Now this is attached to your rod at this point in the surf at the beach. All right, you're going to double that up again, right through the hole, and then run the pyramid weight through the loop. Bam! Double dropper loop, people. That's it. Now that's ready to put a live bait on, or shrimp, live shrimp, fresh shrimp, whatever you're using for bait, that's ready to go. This is great for surf fishing. This is great for catfishing in a river, drift fishing, catfish on a lake. Anywhere you do any kind of bottom fishing, this double dropper loop is amazing. You can make them at the house super easy. Hey, thanks a lot for watching Tips with Ty. I'm going to figure out which one of these rods to put this double dropper loop on, and we'll see you next time. What? Need a big one. Teresa's home.